One of the most common forms of leverage inside of real estate is what's called a real estate team. Now, a real estate team is not for everyone, and there's a huge misconception about what a real estate team actually is. Here's what a real estate team is. A team is 2 or more licensees under the same sponsoring broker working together in order to advertise together and serve the public. And in the real estate space, there are so many different iterations of what a team actually provides, and that's why there's so much confusion in this space around what a real estate team actually is. Now, real estate teams can be formed with different sort of constitutions or value propositions. Some are offering training, support, and leads, which is what I believe the 3 pillars of every team should be. Underneath those are various subcategories on how they actually execute training, how they execute support, and how they execute leads, all of which are the support pillars to any organization, just as the roles are to understanding a business. Just as the CEO, COO, and CFO roles are pillars to understanding how a business actually runs. Some teams look different. Some actually have a licensed agent who is the lead on nearly everything, and then they've got a licensed admin that works with them, and then maybe some additional admin support, whether in office or as a VA or external third-party sources. That's one type of team. Another type of team is a partnership where 2 licensees are working together, but no more. They split the deals equally together with each other, and then they're working in order to back one another up, perhaps splitting profits. Another example and more popular is an actual true team structure in which there is a team leader followed by other team agents on that same group. They are working together, advertising together, and taking advantage of what's called economies of scale. Now, economies of scale can best be defined as proportionate savings due to an increase in production. So for example, if one agent was to hire an individual for, let's say, transaction management, they may end up paying $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, etc. in order to have one person manage all of their transactions. And so if they did 100 transactions for that, they may see a cost of $400 per transaction in order for those management fees. However, if several different agents got together and hired the same individual who had higher capacity in order to handle 300 or 400 transactions, they may be able to split that cost and reduce their cost per transaction over the course of doing business throughout a year. In that, they have economies of scale. Now, how does this apply to real estate? Well, a real estate team actually groups together a number of agents in order to take advantage of economies of scale so that they can reduce the cost of many of these expenses that would normally be incurred for a real estate agent or broker, and then they've reduced that down on a per unit basis, and they convert what are called expenses into costs of sale. So what's an expense and what's a cost of sale? An expense is something that incurs throughout the course of business in order to operate and continue to do business. An example of this may be photography. When you sign a listing, you want to put that online, and in order to do that and put it on the MLS, you're going to pay a photographer to come out and shoot professional photography, and then you're going to go ahead and upload that. If you decide to pay a listing coordinator in order to put those photos together, write the write-up, get all of the details about the dimensions and everything else about the property and upload that to the MLS for you, that is also an expense. However, once you sell the property and you actually get to the closing table, you may find out that you buy a closing gift for that client. When you do that, that closing gift only happens if you sell the property. Those photography sessions and the actual work that the listing coordinator, those are expenses. They're happening regardless if a property actually sells or not. The closing gift is what's called a cost of sale and is only debited in the event that you actually close a property. So it's very important that we understand what the difference is between expense and cost of sale. Now, why am I describing these things of economies of scale, expenses, and cost of sale? Why am I going through this? It's because a real estate team under the umbrella of leverage and strongly within it takes all of those expenses that many agents would incur and actually convert them over from expense to cost of sale. When they do that, they incur what are called splits to the real estate agents that decide to ascribe and partner with that team, saving those real estate agents many expenses that would come out of pocket under the categories of training, support, and leads in order for them to actually sell more real estate without expenses and be able to pay for them at a cheaper cost and have that cost come out of their actual commissions rather than on a monthly or weekly basis, or on a basis that whenever that vendor would require payment. Hey, if that was a helpful video, keep watching for more content that I produce every single week about how to accelerate your career as a real estate agent or how to grow a profitable real estate team.